I'm Elaine Bailey Anderson. I've been here since February this year, actually, is when I started. And I volunteer here and I um, clean all the ducks and the geese. And I look after all the little baby squirrels and possums and groundhogs and get to feed them too. So that's the main thing. But I do a whole host of other exciting things too. Depends what's here. Love. I mean, I started coming here just to do one shift on one day, just one day a week, and I just fell in love with the place, the people. I fell in love with the people and the passion of the people. Everybody's so friendly, everybody's so helpful that I've started to do. I do 2 days now, and I'm also taking taking my certification in wildlife rehabilitation as a result of my experience of being here and how it's really heightened my passion and focus on helping animals at the, whether it's rescuing, whether it's rehabbing, whether it's releasing. All three parts of them, of this process, are just amazing. And these guys here know exactly how to do it in the best way. Yeah, I'm the newest member on the board, so I'm the squeaky clean one out the box, fresh out the box. I've been on the board since the 1st of May, and it's great to be able to work hands-on here and be a volunteer here and see how the operation works and everything, but then to be able to step back and look at things strategically and help with whether it's development, whether it's outreach, whether it's looking at where we're going as an organization in the next 1 to 3 to 5 years. I think it's great to be able to, for me, to be able to come in and bring my expertise and experience from my career into that. Well, I do have. I haven't got them on now, but this is my work attire. I usually wear something that relates to, if possible, to the animals that I'm actually working with. As you can see, I was feeding baby squirrels today. You could probably tell by the look of me as well. So I usually come in my leggings and my t-shirt because it gets very hot when you're cleaning out the ducks and the geese. And hosing everybody down, I get absolutely drenched. The other thing I actually brought with me from the UK are my Wellington boots that are really great, and they keep my legs, keep my feet dry, because the first time I came, I just wore my training shoes and I went home with soggy, wet feet. So I learn as I experience things here too. So that's usually the gear that I wear. One of my favorite stories is actually was actually learning to feed the possums, the little baby possums, because I actually didn't know. Not coming from England, I didn't know that possums were marsupials, and you have to feed them by tube. So it was one of my favorite stories. Really, was overcoming my own fear of actually putting the tube in and making sure it was down as far to the right place, not too far, because you could actually kill them if you push them in too far. And actually just being able to feed them and actually watching them grow. So from these tiny little possums, we have some of them in our mammal room right now who have grown to this big. That are the ones, these little guys that I was feeding right at the beginning. So, and that's one of the things I really love about being here, is you get to experience really up close working with those animals and helping those animals, as well as doing all the other work around helping the facility to be successful. The hardest part of it for me is seeing when animals come in sometimes, and whether it's intentional or unintentional, the human interventions that have caused them harm. So I find that really hard, because I think education is a key for us to understand. If we really understand other creatures and animals and understand other animal behavior, it can make a big difference to our lives, and we can coexist together. So seeing them injured and hurt, and also I want to save them all, and I know that's hard to do. So the hardest thing is if a little animal doesn't make it too. If it's people who really know me, then they're all really excited for me, and they know that I found my true calling, because I've always loved wildlife. I've always loved animals all my life. It's been a theme throughout my life, even though it's not been a career or anything like that. And when I talk to other people, I think my passion and drive for the cause of Appalachian wildlife is is so powerful and strong within me that I think it rubs off on other people. So they want to come, they want to volunteer, they want to donate some money, which is wonderful because they know the work that we do here and how we're saving wildlife one life at a time, and it's just a wonderful thing to watch and witness and actually be part of. And I think I'm getting teary now just saying that. I've had the pleasure of releasing several animals now. A little field mouse, a painted turtle, a snapping turtle. Those three I never saw again because they disperse and you never get to see them because they're hiding in the grounds and so on, and maybe have traveled further. But the most recent and exciting ones are a flying squirrel, a little baby flying squirrel that we reared from being about this big with his eyes closed, and he grew into a big young man. And I was able to release him because I have a colony of flying squirrels in my yard, and we were able to video him afterwards with the trail camera so we could see him. And I think he's got a girlfriend now. And also the other animals that I've been able to release are the two muskrats, who I released them by the riverside, and I set up again trail cameras to watch them. And they didn't move from the site that I released them from. They have made this amazing labyrinth of tunnels in my yard and on the riverbank, and I get to see them quite regularly. And I actually even catch up with some of the other released animals that I have, because the last release that I did was 9 Canada geese, one female mallard, and a little wood duck, little male wood duck, and they have stayed together. So I get to see them swimming by, occasionally flying through, and I've actually got video of the geese and the ducks with the muskrats. So I'm wondering if they're sharing stories about their experiences of here at Appalachian Wildlife. I think Appalachian Wildlife is so needed, and we have great plans of extending and providing a bigger facility and 24-hour around the clock support ultimately. That the bigger vision as well is helping as many animals as possible, saving as many wildlife as we possibly can. But also it's the outreach, it's the education, and helping people to understand about the creatures and the animals that surround them in everyday life, and they've been here and we coexist together. My favorite ambassador, I actually, it's for me, it's Footloose. It really is. I mean, I know it sounds very stereotypical, but I went to do a table event with him, and he was just hilarious. It was raining, it was pouring down with rain, and you could think that, we would all stood there in the rain, but we had the canopy over us. But he found the biggest puddle, made his own little puddle as well, and he was just happy-go-lucky. So he makes me smile every time I see him. So he's got my vote. Three words are precious, uh, often endangered, and misunderstood. I'm from England, as you can probably tell from my accent. It's not quite a southern drawl here in North Carolina. And when I first arrived here, it was like, for me, it was like landing on a different planet because all the animals were different. I mean, I had bunnies, hedgehogs, and squirrels in my yard. Now I have bears, beavers, and groundhogs. So to see these sentient beings wandering around in my yard and carrying on with their own life is just so precious to me and so wonderful to see. And when you start to see the bigger picture of that and what happens to animals and how human intervention can cause challenges with them, then it made me even more passionate to be able to help and help people, educate people, should I say, and help people to understand how precious these are to us and how important they are to us in our ecology and our life.